Welcome to The Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're joining us today. Picture this. You walk into a crowded room. Why is it that one specific person instantly pulls your attention like a total magnet, while literally everyone else just kind of fades into the background? It's a wildly fascinating question, right? Well, today, in this explainer, we're going to uncover the actual hidden forces behind why we fall in love. Now, it's super easy to assume the answer is right there on the surface. Is attraction really just about physical appearance? Like, are we all just walking around evaluating each other based purely on surface-level genetics? Well, no way. Science has actually proven that attraction is so much more complex than what we see in the mirror. In fact, a lot of the reasons we suddenly become interested in someone happen entirely subconsciously, without us even realizing it. So, that brings us to the big question. Or is there something much deeper happening inside our brains? The answer is a massive, resounding yes. There are literally invisible psychological forces dictating exactly who we fall for. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll be covering, first, the brain's first impressions, second, appearance versus personality, third, the power of confidence, fourth, familiarity and similarity effects, fifth, humor and body language, and finally, number 6, the chemistry of love. Starting right off with section 1, the brain's first impressions. Most people assume attraction starts with the eyes, right? But it's actually this lightning-fast, ancient survival mechanism firing off in the brain. We're talking fractions of a second. In that tiny window, our brains are processing hundreds of details. Facial expressions, vocal tone, body language, confidence, the exact way they smile. Our brains are passing these critical snap judgments before we're even consciously aware we're looking at a person. It's wild. These rapid-fire first impressions are absolutely crucial in deciding if any initial attraction develops at all. Moving right along to section 2, appearance versus personality. Look, we have to be honest with ourselves here. Physical appearance definitely matters, but it really just opens the door. It grabs that initial attention. But personality, that determines if someone actually stays in the room. Think about it. If someone is gorgeous but turns out to be incredibly rude or selfish, their physical attractiveness literally drops in our eyes. It's like a balloon deflating. On the flip side, amazing traits like kindness and intelligence can actually alter our physical perception, making someone appear more physically beautiful to us over time. So beauty opens the door, but personality is the whole shebang. Which brings us to section 3, the power of confidence. Have you ever noticed how highly confident people just seem, well, way more attractive? It's because true confidence is completely magnetic. It signals emotional stability and makes the people around them feel genuinely safe and valued. We are naturally drawn to folks who are just comfortable in their own skin. Arrogance, though, completely different story. Arrogance pushes people away because it totally lacks authenticity. So the crucial point is that genuine self-acceptance and true confidence can boost attractiveness far more than just looks alone. Next up is section 4. Familiarity and similarity effects. You might be surprised to hear this, but a ton of successful relationships aren't actually built on those instant first date fireworks. Nope, they're built on the similarity effect. This is our psychological tendency to be drawn to people who share our interests, our values, and our goals. When you meet someone who shares your exact weird sense of humor or really understands your background, you instantly feel safer. That familiarity creates a really deep, comfortable connection. And building right on top of that is something called the mere exposure effect. This is a psychological phenomenon where simply encountering someone repeatedly actually increases your trust and attraction to them over time. It's exactly why romances so often bloom naturally at school, at work, or within a friend group. You see that barista or coworker every single day, and those repeated safe interactions let trust blossom organically. It really just goes to show that love doesn't always hit you like a lightning bolt. Sometimes it grows gradually. All right, moving into section 5, humor and body language. So why is a good sense of humor pretty much always at the top of everyone's requirement list for a partner? Well, laughter releases feel-good chemicals in our brain, and we subconsciously associate that joy directly with the person who caused it. But beyond jokes, actions really do speak louder than words. Powerful nonverbal communication, things like holding solid eye contact, smiling warmly, keeping an open posture, and using gentle gestures, these unspoken signals project such a positive energy. They literally bypass our logical brain to instantly create feelings of trust. Now, you might be wondering, what about mystery? Or that old cliche that opposites attract? Well, mystery absolutely sparks curiosity and that initial excitement, for sure. But it's a really delicate balance. Too much mystery just creates distance. And while differences, like having one super adventurous partner balancing out a calm one, are definitely exciting, long-term healthy attraction really requires gradual discovery and genuine connection. At the end of the day, differences keep things spicy, but shared core values and compatibility are what actually make it last. We do need to briefly touch on the flip side here too. Why do we sometimes fall for the exact wrong people? It's incredibly common. Psychologists point out that we are often unconsciously drawn to individuals who replicate our past experiences, childhood patterns, or even early emotional wounds. It's like our brain is trying to solve an old puzzle. Recognizing these deep-seated, unconscious draws is absolutely the first step to breaking those cycles and building healthier connections. And that brings us to our final section, number 6, the chemistry of love. At the very deepest layer of this whole journey, emotional attraction and intimacy come down to a literal chemical cocktail swirling around in the brain. Let's break it down. Step 1, dopamine rushes in, creating this intense feeling of excitement and thrill. Step 2, oxytocin gets released, which works to forge deep attachment and strengthen emotional bonds. Step 3, serotonin levels shift, profoundly focusing your mood and your attention entirely on that one person. And this brilliantly illustrates how these 3 chemicals combine to create those undeniable physical butterflies you feel in your stomach. But hey, love isn't just pure chemistry. While those initial neurotransmitters fire off completely automatically, building a lasting love is an active, conscious choice. It requires real trust, open communication, deep respect, and frankly, a lot of effort. Real relationships are built brick by brick together, long after that initial dopamine rush starts to fade. Ultimately, when you really look at it, we are not just attracted to a beautiful face. We are attracted to deep emotions, to genuine connection, to comfort, and above all, to how someone makes us feel about ourselves. The human desire to be truly, deeply understood is just infinitely more powerful than the simple desire to be admired. As much as we can break down all the neuroscience and behavioral psychology, and it is a lot of fun to do, it's incredibly true what they say. Sometimes the heart has reasons that the mind is only beginning